Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Ben the Human Plays Synergy. You might notice I have a few less people than last time. I goofed up my save and I ended up going back like 5 minutes in time, and when I redid some of the explorers things, we didn't end up getting those children from the rivers, so I'm 6 people less or something like that than before. But I was looking at the so that's why you're like, what happened? Well, that's what happened. Also, I researched sand gliders instead of the city banner. We have access to the Botanic Square now, and I'm kind of thinking about setting that up as a growing district. You'll see what I mean once we get our hands on the plant nursery here. And we're trying our darndest to get those rotten resources that we need to research that. I think we need 20. Yeah, we're 6 away. So the more mushroom soup we're making, the better. It just takes a while to accumulate the mushrooms necessary because there's no giant puffballs on this map, unfortunately. But them's the breaks. So while we're waiting on that, why don't we research? Got all this taken care of. Analyzing plants sensitive to atmospheric changes would allow us to replicate their behaviors. Oh, sure. That seems kind of useful and kind of like what we're going for since we had to build the weather station last episode. So we'll see what that gets us. I would like to continue working on the Botanic Square. So you see, this square is all about plant buildings. So you got your picker's cabin, your autonomous garden, arborist workshop, composter, bird nest, typical stuff like sun awnings and whatnot. And then big trees are helpful, but that's kind of taken up by our cultural space right now, so it's not gonna work out super well from that perspective. Send our explorers to the glade, and then I'm kind of thinking we go to the lakeshore beyond. Oh, we should build our sun gliders though, so we unlock that. It's under strategy. Sure is. Takes protective gear and tree trunks. Like right there is fine. And I was thinking we should build this pharmaceutical factory as well. That confers a benefit to the market square here. You just take rocks, okay. Don't have a ton of rocks, but we have some rocks. We kind of hit a wall here for some of our technology stuff. Might as well do this one. The open circuit cooling just reduces the amount of toxic water needed in recipes. I wonder, we should probably think about the housing situation we want to do over here. So I think we'll want to do bark houses. And maybe like this? And then we could do one sun awning next door. There. And then you could also do and you have to do a cellar. And you could put it like there. And then maybe you just do a bench and a bird nest. Do we even have I was gonna say, do we have access to the bird nest? We do. So let's set it up like that. And then build a road thusly. Expedition has reached its destination. The echo of cold. Feeling a cold wind, the explorers pitch their tents for the night and prepare a frugal meal by the campfire. The evening reveals several luminous particles carried by the wind, forming a clear path in the forest. Curious about its origin, they follow the trail to a glade where the cold has enabled numerous berries and vegetables to grow. Strangely, there is a hexagonal pedestal at the center of the clearing made of some smooth matter no one is able to identify. If this construction is man-made, it has not been made by any of the people the party has met so far. A few snowflakes lie on the surface of the pedestal. The structure could well be the cause of the surrounding temperature. We will study the device. The pedestal is connected to a broken underground conduct. If the explorers can produce enough heat, they could re-weld it. Sure. Yeah, repair the device. It lights up and produces layer after layer of frost. Once the process ends, entire blocks of ice lie on the slab. Neat! We just got water. Interesting. Well, I'll be... That's the first time something's, like, genuinely worked for me. T-Bar is doing fine. T-Bar has tons of water in it, so that's good. Getting close to having enough toxic water for our research projects. It's funny, we have like no shortage of clean water, but we're getting like clean water directly from wells and water condensers and not needing toxic water really at all. And so I didn't expect to have to need toxic water for my research later on. I totally forgot that was a thing. We'll have 9 more adults coming in next cycle, so that's quite a bit. Yeah, we're just like very slowly getting the rotten resources we need. We don't have any rocks. I wonder, we should probably consider... Because it's taking so long to get rocks. I think we should probably consider going for the cave entrance research. Stone house? Of course you guys don't have any water or food. We didn't build the cellar. Nobody should be living over here anyway. There's no jobs. How are we doing on remedies? We got 46 of you, 20... Alright, work on the... You can work on the poultices. We have a ton of resin, decent amount of soft fibers. Sand glider garage. They brought the water back. Fantastic. Alright, now that we have the sand gliders, though, we should be zooming. So let's go ahead and check out the island. If time allows, our meteorologists would like us to study this destination. Okay, off you go. So much faster with the sand gliders, it's pretty awesome. Stone house. Now all we need is the plant nursery. Which I would love to build. But I don't have access to it yet. Because we still need more rotten resources. We have 16. We're so close. We need 2 more sets of soup. One is being made currently. And we have enough... Well, no, we only have 12 mushrooms in storage. Let's get another person in here. Got some mushrooms to be picked, though. So these pickers need to get off their butts. Stop picking their nose and start picking the mushrooms. Get it? Anyway. Okay, I thought that was a spiked bramble that had infiltrated the city. Following a trail of greenery and fresh air carried by the wind, the young meteorologists arrive at the edge of a lake born from a stream of underground water. Digging the sediment deposits, they are able to establish a theory about the climate evolution around the pool. Everyone then wonders about the journey back. The lake seems particularly fresh and could become a source of clean water. Also, the zone is resourceful in terms of plant fibers and lianas. Let's get soft fibers. We have plenty of water. Water is no... There's no shortage of water in this town. Slowly but surely. Still needing a little more mushrooming. 2. With 4. After this set is done, we'll only have 4 left. Still working on the cellar. We would like some benches, some sun awnings. We have loads of the petrified giant, so that's good. Yeah, we just don't have any trees over here. But autonomous garden, picker's cabin, arborist workshop, composter, pretty easy to do. It's all dependent on the plant nursery first. Let's go to these ruins. We can get some cool stuff from ruins, I think. Hey, the cellar is done. No carbon bulbs, no vegetables or watery pods over here. Just water and food, please. Should have plenty of spare people for this as well. There we go. Water. And food. Fantastic. Still working on that bird nest, though. Following the shape of a rock, the party arrives at a huge hole that looks to be several hundred feet deep. The explorers realize the rock they are following is levitating above the well without any support. The only human-made construction in the chasm is a spiral staircase cut into the side wall. The rock is actually much closer to pure metal, and therefore shows powerful ferromagnetic properties. Considering its sturdiness, it makes sense to collect it for our own construction plans. Sure, but let's explore the structure first. The underground installation is composed of a large garage sheltering an unfinished ship, a cellar containing enough canned food to feed someone for entire cycles, and a library full of astronomical maps. Also, something is shining among the scrolls. Could it be a tablet? Get the tablet. That's it. We couldn't take the rock, too? You'd think you could be like, alright, I got this tablet, now let's go back and get the rock. Alright, this neighborhood is pretty set up now. The sun awning will help with the temperature. And then I think we'll try to keep our houses like on this side, and then utilize this entire section here for planting and whatnot. Or maybe like start on this side and then work around this way if we need to. Always keeping an eye out for those thorny buggers. The bamboo is going mad over here. it's like cannibalizing each other's territory, which is fine. They can fight it out. New tablet to decipher. Collect 10 tablets across 10 games. Or I mean all games, not 10 games. Decipher tablet. Thorns? Thorn sharpening. Yes. We have crazy amounts of thorns, so we will research that as soon as we're done with our other research. Let's send them to the camp. Off you go. Did we explore this area? We have not. It's funny, when you research or when you explore an entire area, you kind of lose track of which parts you've explored. Do we have rotten resources now, is the question. I guess we'll see after long range completes, because we can't change our research anyway. Speed up time. Done. Hallelujah! Just enough. Woohoo! I think this might... Well, I guess a composter is the way to go. Which I think you can unlock after the plant nursery. Here it is. Once again, takes 20 more rotten resources, though. So I think we will continue to make Mushroom soup? Because as far as I can tell, I don't have any other access to rotten resources. Although nocturnal illuminations are rather rare on the explorer's track, today the sunset shyly unveils the orange glow of a collection of torches. Huddled in a semicircle near a lake, the villagers make way for the newcomers. A decanter containing some fresh infusion is passed around before the mirror-masked storytellers approach their audience. The history the storytellers recount is familiar to most. A contagious amnesia spreading from village to village, children failing to recognize their parents' faces, oracles once full of cliches becoming impossible to interpret. It is one explanation for their current condition, a myth to fill their story's blank pages. In this case, at least, the story ends with the promise of another dawn for humanity. After the show, the gap between the audience and the storytellers closes in. The artists place wooden beads on a surface and sharpen their chisels. The explorers also wish to hear these popular tales and remember them with pictogram-carved necklaces. Trading stories would honor their tradition, although the party could also use its speaking time to convince the storytellers to join the city. Convince them to leave for the city. Yes! After discussing things until morning, the storytellers decide they want to be part of the story we have shared with them. Hell yeah! More people. We have so much space. We're only utilizing like a third of our population. Bird nest. So I could build the picker's cabin in the arborist's workshop, but I'm not 100% sure where I want them to go. Maybe let's try and like parcel it out here. What if we put the picker's cabin like up here? Maybe in line with the houses makes the most sense. I wonder why you can't build... Oh! Wait a minute. No. Can you not build so far away from your town? That sure is the case. So we're actually close to the edge of the map up here. I did not realize that. So, maybe we want to put the picker's cabin more over here in the kind of the open zone. Like right there. And then we could build... plants around it. Have 50 healthy citizens and no dead. Good job. And then we'll put the arborist thing there because it just kind of like fits nicely. So this is the one I was considering doing next. No research cost. Heck yeah. How many people we got? We got 21 people. Put some of them to work in the research zone. To the strange glow we go. We have so many people in this village now. 190 meals per cycle. If we can keep up with demand for mushroom soup, that'll help. This one's going crazy though. It does. I almost think we should swap these two around. Because this one you could put 4 people working in, and this one you can only have 3. Advanced Technologies project. I want to open the sphere. A dome-shaped... Wait, in the distance, a domed shape emerges from the sand's smooth surface. It is covered in little rocks, pebbles, and grains of sand. Trying to get rid of these granules, the explorers discover some strange substance hiding underneath. Vermilion red. It seems liquid at first, but touching it doesn't wet the skin or the gloves. Its surface is still and not rippling as water would. Around the sphere, grains and gravel aggregate and pile up as if they were attracted by it. Dude, I would love to open the sphere, but we can't. Because I don't have access to advanced technologies, whatever that is. Rats. That would have been interesting. I have a feeling. Alright, picker's cabin. We're working on the arborist's hut. The composter will go over here. Maybe we'll put the, like that. And then we'll put the autonomous garden, like, here when that gets built. Small district. These are the other two. So there's the agricultural district, which as far as I can tell is kind of similar to the natural district. But this one is more about ground alteration, it looks like. And then the flourishing district is about well-being for your people. So you got like the scent garden and whatnot. So that one seems nice too, depending on what you're looking for. Explorers are back. They brought their rocks with them. Then we'll send them to the island. Could it be inhabited? One can only hope. Could build more tables and whatnot. Just to get our score higher. We'll think about it. Almost done with the plant nursery. And we are. Good. Now, let's build it. Bark and rock. Alright, let's just stack it up right next to the arborist workshop. It's gonna be the most, like, neat and tidy district I've ever made. We won't put anybody to work in there just yet, because they don't have anything to tap. The Isle of Bones! What? The explorers arrive by a lake and can't help but recoil in horror when they see the bones of thousands of animals floating on the surface. The corpses have amassed in such great numbers that they've formed a small isle in the shallow water. A grove of green plants loaded with fruits and seeds has grown on the bones. It is a resourceful garden, although accessing it means braving the water that has killed so many creatures. God, this is a bad idea. Let's do it. Having built a narrow but waterproof raft, the explorers managed to reach the Isle of Bones without being too exposed to the lake's pathogens. Surrounded by greenery, they can help themselves at will. Oh, sick! Just got a bunch of stuff. Good job, team. We had a lot of branches. We have 785 branches? Alright. Stop pruning. Back to notching. This is crazy. Just like these ones? That's nuts. Get these barbed brambles out of here. Awful, awful plants. We should have thorn sharpening soon too, so we can actually utilize the thorns instead of just ripping them out and like throwing them in a pile somewhere. I might consider, I mean, we definitely should put a warehouse over here. You know, the idea of a small warehouse implies that there is a large warehouse somewhere else. You guys think about this? Because they have a small warehouse, but not a large warehouse. Alright, these guys are back. Now, I guess we go to the swamp. Because we've also explored that. And then we could check out this desert area and this one over here. And then what are you? Also a swamp. What does this mean? Oh, your inventory. Well, that's fine. You're for people to drink at anyway, so no big deal. Alright, they're working on the plant nursery. That'll be great. And then we'll see what comes after that. Now, the question is, we don't have the composites yet. We could go for the spherical forum. We don't have any works of art. How about... we don't have any works of art. Yikes. Okay. Clearly we need to get our hands on the woodworking shop at this point. Arranged cave? We need protective gear? Really? Alright. We don't have enough rotten resources for the composter, unfortunately. No musical instruments either. Okay. Well, it is settled then. I have not done ground analysis. I'm shocked. I guess if nobody forces me to, I'll just be confused. Saving wood. Fantastic. Let's go here and do thorn sharpening. Just, like, we have a crazy amount of branches, so we don't really need to save on branches, but we are not using thorns for anything, so we should honestly continue to use them. All right, well, we need to start working on those other production buildings. So we got the sand maker. We should throw that down. The sand can only go on this tan soil. Unfortunately, this little block of red is blocking us from placing it in a more advantageous position. And then we'll build those other production buildings too. Our novice meteorologists arrive at a swamp, the formation of which has been facilitated by the soil's composition. The ground is apparently quite sturdy, trapping humidity as it absorbs it, which makes the place rather spongy. Whatever it catches, it has close to no chance of coming out. One careless explorer finds himself in the mud up to his hips. His companions rush to help him, but he orders them not to. He tells them he feels something under the surface and he thinks he can grab it. Whoa! Although the explorer is still sinking, his companions let him try. After a considerable effort, he manages to extract a tablet from the mud. Good job, dude. I was gonna say, so when you hear about things like quicksand, generally you will not sink. You will sink up to like your waist and stuff, but the human body is fairly buoyant. And so if you start to sink, what is behind my, oh, is it a rock? If you start to sink, you actually end up just kind of like floating there. It's really hard to get out, but if you just kind of like flop forward, it kind of works itself out. I don't think there's a sand factory on this level. We do have access to the carpentry, so we should put you here. And then we should do Weaver's Workshop next door. Ah! Alright, put the Weaver's Workshop there. The foundry is also too big. Okay. The foundry is an interesting one because it boosts temperature. It actually kind of looks like it would be better to have it next to that guy right there. Because it's like green. New tablet to decipher. But you also, I saw somebody mention on the Discord that you can actually like surround it with canals, and that helps reduce the amount of temperature it puts off. Because you see it says modifies plus 10 degrees within range. So you gotta be careful about that. I'm not sure what it means by area of effect. So you see that the forge has an area of effect on it, but what is it actually doing? I have no idea. You guys are still working on that thing. Still some research to do, too. Do we have enough toxic water? Oh, yeah, we're starting to catch up on toxic water now. Toxic water cooling? Sure. I think that allows us to use toxic water in our production instead of clean water. Which, you know, makes sense. If you're not going to drink it, why use toxic, or why use clean water? I guess we'll just send them back out to the swampland. Go to the smoke cloud. There might be people there. News cycle. Oh man, we have so many people now. 57 adults, that is. Sand extractor is done. Put 2 people to work in the sand extractor. Extract all of the sand for all of time. Throw a guy into the basin just to get him doing a job. And honestly, we can throw more people into the forge now. The foundry will be a little tricky, because I don't want it to be too close to our houses over here. We've done it. Atmospheric pressure has brutally dropped in the nearby areas. Although a sandstorm is inevitable, our meteorologists seem optimistic. This will allow us to find the villages exposed to the danger and warn them before it's too late. Let's send our explorers with this message without further ado. Send an expedition to warn the camp. Send an expedition to warn the camp in the ruins. Okay. Our explorers are pretty fast. So this is the plant that you can plant stuff for. I forget what the orcular stem seed does. Wasn't that like sticks or something? I can't remember. Ooh, I have kind of a fun idea. So I would like to plant... What is the range around a sunshade tree? It is huge. It's like... What is that, like a 6x6? Does it say if I click on it? Does not. Anyway, it's a large area. So, what I'm thinking is plant a sunshade tree... Like here? Like that. And then what we'll do is we'll plant some of these plants that like being in the shade. So the winged lotus likes to be in the shade. It produces vegetables. I'm not 100% sure about the orcular stem. Let's just put like a bunch of people to work in there. Let's try the orcular stem. Let's see how that do. And you could do like that. Kind of an interesting botanical idea. Detecting distress signals, the explorers set off to look for whoever triggered them. Looking up, they spot a pale green mist of particles floating in a spiral above their head. Oh! They chase after each party member. Study the phenomenon. It is impossible to determine the composition of the particles as they elude any attempt at contact. Therefore, the explorers draw some hasty conclusions. It might be simulated by the mist itself. Continue the mission. We're forced to turn back. Ah, rats. Alright, well, where are we headed? We're headed to this camp and this camp. Okay. So we have to unlock both of these regions first. So we will do that next time, and then we will continue to work on the Botanic Square Nature District here next episode. So if you guys enjoyed the episode, click the like button. It helps me out a lot. If you want to see more episodes of Synergy or the other videos I have going on the channel, subscribe to the channel. Make sure your notifications are on so you know when the next videos go live. But until next time, everybody, I hope you had a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody!